Hello, everyone, and good evening. Uh, you might be wondering why the three of us are here after more than a week of silence from us. Uh, First off, before we get to any discussion, we do want to offer our deepest condolences to the families, friends, teammates, and loved ones of Rene Baterbonia and Divine Adili, uh, the two players who died in the tragic drowning incident involving the Ateneo men's basketball team last June 8th. Um, for the past week or more, uh, all three of us have been emotionally wrecked, and we cannot imagine how the families and the friends and the loved ones of the two players have felt. It's unimaginable for us. We offer our prayers, we offer our sympathies. We again, if we could give all the condolences in the world, we'll give it. And just to remember Rene and Divine, um, you know, si Rene Baterbonia has always been on the UAAP radar for I guess years now. I've seen his highlights many times. There was so much excitement surrounding this kid from Agusan, and I think I speak for everyone when I say that we were all looking forward to watching him this upcoming season, or heck, even in the preseason games, which we never got the chance to. Um, by all accounts, it seemed like this kid Rene was one hell of a person and one hell of a player, and it's a tragic loss. And I cannot imagine what the family, the mom, his siblings are going through, and all of his friends and loved ones. Divine, we've gotten a chance to cover Divine for one whole season in season 88. I still remember the first time we watched Divine, Maui Sam, nung Asia Basket back in 2025, and we loved what we saw. I do remember may Ange Kwame comparisons pa siya because he was a really good basketball player, and the fact he was coming in as a freshman, we were all high. We wanted to see the potential, and there was definitely potential in Divine Adili. We've heard a lot of uh, talk from people within the Ateneo Blue Eagles that Divine was, divine. Just uh, a guy you the players loved being around, a guy with just a solid heart, a very kind heart. Um, did not I never heard a bad thing about Divine Adili, and I think that says a lot about him. Um, Again, a lot of hope was riding on him by his family from Nigeria. Uh, it's sad. It's sad, and I cannot imagine what they're going through, especially being so far away and sending their son here to this country and knowing and then finding out that their son had passed. It's sad, it's tragic, but we tried our best to remember them for the people that they touched, for um, the the lives they touched, and for the joy they brought to each and every person around them. Uh, Before I continue, I do want to give the floor to Maui and Sam for any words about Rene or Divine.
Yeah. Uh, I would as I would love like to mirror what Gab mentioned. I would like to offer my deepest condolences and sympathies to the families and friends of Divine Adili and Rene Baterbonia. Uh, it has been a very trying time as an alumni of Ateneo. Gab touched a bit. We have been emotionally wrecked from this tragedy, and I cannot fathom what even the families of these two young men have felt the past week. I cannot fathom what the players have been going through this past week. Uh, I do hope that we find a way. We find a way to honor the memories of these two young men who, as Gab mentioned, you haven't even heard any bad thing about these two young men. They are exemplary people. A lot of people have been touched. A lot of people have said that they've loved these two people, and yeah, uh, very trying time for me. Very tragic experience. Somewhere along the way, I hope that we do find justice for these two young men.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not even gonna pretend that I know these two kids. Yet, it also affected me. Being a fan of the UAP, being a fan of basketball, losing uh, losing these two kids at such a very young age, kids with full of potential, full of hope for their families. So just what like you guys said, just being an outsider, like a fan, admiring these two guys, it hurts. It's sad. Being just like a human being, being sad for them and for their families. Also, I cannot imagine what their families, their friends, even their teammates, and um, their teammates were there. They saw these. They were with these two guys. So what the players, the families, the coaches, the all their loved ones are going through, I don't know. I can't imagine what they're going through. And for Divine and for Rene, I also just hope they find peace.
Thanks you, Maui Sam, for those words. And before we continue, we just hope that these two young gentlemen find eternal rest and peace with our Lord above. And for this, we offer a moment of silence. Rest in peace, Divine Adili and Rene Baterbonia. Okay, it's no easy transition to this, but I guess you're all wondering why the three of us are here in another episode, recording a video after more than a week of not doing so. Well, first, and I think we mentioned this in the statement that we drafted and posted, we wanted to give time and space to those who were grieving. We didn't think it was appropriate for us to react, for us to post any episode, just about the situation. And to add to that, second, we were not comfortable. As we said, we were emotionally wrecked, we were sad, and we were devastated by what happened and by the news. Um, we didn't think we could, do such a thing. Third, there was a lot of speculation, misinformation that was surrounding this incident. And we feel like if we didn't have all of the facts, uh, if we made any content, it would just contribute to the huge amount of misinformation and fake news that was spreading, and even anger. Uh, so yun. And why we're here today is because yesterday we got, after more than a week, some first-hand accounts of what happened in that beach in Dipakulaw, Aurora on June 8th. Uh, if you guys missed it, highly encourage that you go see the podcast Let's Talk. Tama ba? Let's Talk by Pia with Pia Contiveros, where Kiefer Alas and Sam Reyes recounted their story and experience there during the incident, before, during, and after the incident. There's also the town hall in Ateneo where Jared Bahay, Ian Espinosa, and Drew Bongo recounted what happened on that beach. So if you can, and I know it's difficult, it's a very heavy conversation, a very heavy topic. Please go watch it, because this is the first hand information that we got after more than a week, and we understand why, these student athletes, these players underwent something that is deeply traumatic and deeply damaging. um, I I don't need to sugarcoat it. They almost died on that beach, and they saw their friends, brothers, teammates die. Um, it's it's honestly unimaginable what they went through, and I completely understand why they chose not to talk for more than a week. And I think you should too. If you're watching this, you should understand that when someone undergoes something like that, it is very difficult to talk about it. It's very difficult to remember and go back to that incident, and just narrate it in front of a camera, or in front of people. It's not something that we could have asked from them. Maui, anything you want to say on the accounts of the players?
Yeah. Uh, I talked to you guys off air. I actually watched the interview by Pia Ontiveros twice, and very traumatic experience for the players. I think I never thought that it was that drastic. It did not affect just two players who died. It has actually affected the whole team. Everyone, and anyone out of them could have died from that incident. It gave me a better understanding of why these players have only decided to speak up right now. A lot of it, I think, has to do with them being harassed online, getting death threats on social media, and it gives me pain to my heart that after suffering this type of this type of trauma, this type of experience, these young men who are, most of them are probably 22 and below, have had to experience this type of traumatic uh, incident, and yet somehow it pains me that a lot of them are even given a harder time to cope, to mourn for the two people that they lost dearly during that training incident at Dipocalao Aurora. I would like to commend Kiefer Alas and Sam Reyes for speaking up. Even Jared Bahay, Ian Espinosa, and Drew Bongo for deciding to speak up, because I cannot, as we've been saying throughout the start of this episode, we cannot really fathom, we cannot really imagine what these young men have been experiencing for the past week. I would like to commend their courage, their strength in deciding to finally speak up. And I would also like to preach some patience to people in social media. I think that we should give them the benefit of the doubt. We should give them time. We should have given them time to recover uh, from that very trying incident. And I just feel the pain. It's so much. Sam Reyes really showed some raw emotion during that interview, even going on further to show the guilt that he's feeling, that he's one of the survivors, that he wasn't able to do enough for Rene, to save Rene. It pains me to know that a lot of people have decided to pin the blame on these players. It pains me to. It makes me. I don't understand why people are hating on even the victims, the survivors from this very tragic incident. You have to watch the interview to really understand how difficult, how hard, how challenging this period has been to these players. I would like to commend them, all of these players who have decided to be strong to recount these events a week after, even a week after, just experiencing this tragic event. Yeah.
Sam?
Yeah. Um. Yeah. What what Sam Reyes said, like just going through that story, talking about yung emotion of guilt. That really that really affected me. Um. Again, I can't imagine what they're going through, what they went through. Siguro for me, Gab, you know this, Mau, you know this. 10 years ago, we lost a very good friend. Um, he wasn't even 25. Very shocking death also. And my a week before he passed away, my last conversation with him was not a good conversation. And so w- when I was grieving for him, there were a lot of emotions. There was shock, disbelief, anger, sadness. But to me, the biggest emotion that really ate me up was guilt and regret. I think yun yung two things na talagang I couldn't sleep at night, knowing na that's how my last conversation with that friend. That was my last conversation with my friend. And so when Sam said that, I kinilabutan ako because I can't imagine like the guilt that he felt na parang he's blaming himself. And it I'm really sad for these players na parang they go online and people are jumping on that, na parang people are blaming them for it. As Maui mentioned, these and a lot of people have spoken up about this. These people are also victims. Uh, I just imagine what they went through, diba? They went through that very, very traumatic experience and hindi man lang sila makagrieve ng maayos. Ang dami ng fake news or people persecuting them already online. So I really, really, really admire them for having the courage to be able to speak up now, to speak out, to share their side of the story. And for me, that takes a lot of courage just coming from that experience a week ago. Um, Imagine like we didn't know it was that bad na to the point na a lot of them gave up, 'di ba? I think Kiefer Alas said he gave up. Sam Reyes said he gave up. Even si Ian Espinosa said he gave up already. I don't think I've ever experienced that in my life, to be just fighting for your life, and to the point na you're about to, or not even about to, you already gave up, and then surviving that traumatic experience, but only for people online to, persecute you for fighting for your life. I think we need to give these kids time to grieve, time to heal. Um, to be fair to the people, I don't blame a lot of people when a lot of they talked about like weights, etc. It was really hard to verify what happened, so I don't blame people for that. But for people to say na scripted yung mga sinasabi nila, or for people to call them fake, I think that's out of line. I don't believe. I know people know atinista kami, but feel ko hindi ka tao if you say that, because you have to look at these kids as people. Not, wag mo na isipin anong school sila or whatever. Just look at them as people, and I don't think watch the if you and if you of you saw Sam Reyes' emotion while he was sharing his story. I don't think you can say na scripted yon or na fake si Sam Reyes. I could not watch that entire video ng tuloy-tuloy. I had to pause because what Sam Reyes was sharing was just so heavy. And again, I really commend these kids for being so courageous, for being so brave. No, despite knowing that if they speak up or they go on a talk show, they'll probably get more they'll get more death threats, or they'll get persecuted. It's crazy. Death threats talaga. So for me, yun lang, I to the players, I think um I admire your courage, and please don't listen to the people, to the noise, to the people who say you're fake or say it's scripted. To be fair to a lot of people from whatever, from all over, from different schools or different parts of the country, um, people in my circle, a lot of people are supporting the players, and um, do understand that these are also victims. The players are also victims. So please don't listen to the noise, to the players, and I hope that whatever you decide to do, I hope it helps them find peace. If you feel like you need to up, speak out to find peace, then so be it. Because I think people grieve differently. There are different ways of grieving. Some people prefer to stay quiet for a long time. Some people prefer to do something immediately. Uh, People grieve differently. So for me, to everyone um, online, let these kids grieve. Let them grieve their way, and give them space to heal.
Thanks, Sam. Siguro just to bounce off one other point and kind of made me remember something because that friend that you talked about, that who we lost 10 years ago, you know, classmate natin eh. So, um, brought back a lot of memories and how hard it was for me and for the both of us. And but yun nga eh, when he passed 10 years ago, We weren't even there. These players were there.
Exactly.
Diba? They were there. They almost died. They
You
saw their
almost
friend die.
yes.
Diba? Um, I It took me a while to remember every single detail of what happened when our friend, I'm gonna say it. He got shot. Uh, our friend got shot. Um, and what they were saying on the podcast, yeah, see the Kiefer, Sam, and what they were saying on stage, Jared, Ian, and Drew. I can honestly say, I think that they've replayed that incident in their head so many times already in the past week, because I did. Um, when I went through that 10 years ago, I went through that night nearly weeks or months after, and I can't imagine how much they replayed the moment in their head. Um, just the amount of detail, especially si Sam Reyes and si Kiefer Alas, the amount of detail that they gave. I'm sure they've had sleepless nights just thinking about those, and their pain is compounded by, as you said, Sam, by people who just think that it's their fault and just target them for um just target them based purely on speculation, purely on misinformation, and they cry for compassion, they cry for justice, but that's not the way to find justice. To wish another person die, that's not justice, bro. So yun, yeah, siguro a message to the players, and these five siguro were the ones more comfortable already to give their stories.
And that's
Also,
okay. That's okay.
yeah,
Not everyone has to talk
yeah.
if they
And
prefer not to.
I was gonna say some the other um what is it, 14 people, 14 players there, including the coaches, might not be comfortable just uh speaking or speaking in front of anyone. uh Yun lang. Of course, we all. I do want to say this. Of course, all three of us know that there is an ongoing investigation, and we just have to sabi nga ni Maui, be patient and hope that the truth comes out. But this was our um, first hand account of the story. This is what we've been asking for more than a week, for someone to speak up, 'di ba? Uh, and I think that this is a good, unless you guys want to add anything more, Maui, Sam. Oh, okay, if not, I think this is a good segue to our last topic for this. We said to ourselves it's gonna be a short episode. It didn't turn out that way, but yeah, we would be very para magkukulang kami kung hindi namin i-call out yung sarili naming eskwelahan, yung our school, Ateneo. Uh, because there's been a lot of discussion both from Ateneans and non-Ateneans about how Ateneo handled this crisis. And we, all three of us, and I'm not gonna force any of Maui and Sam to speak if you want to. We have our grievances, we have our anger also, and talk about people speaking up. That is my first siguro point and criticism to the Ateneo leadership, in particular the Ateneo leadership. I understand that you wanted to give time and space to the coaches and the players who went through the incident and witnessed the deaths of your players slash teammates slash brother. But someone from Ateneo leadership had to go on camera. Just someone had to go on camera and talk to the public. Talk not just to the Ateneo community, talk to everyone, the public, the Filipino public, about what happened. Heck, it didn't even have to be, this is, the final details that we know. It simply just had to be, um, this is what we know so far. From what we've gathered, this is what we know. And we're still gonna find out more. Because, and you can mention that we are giving the players and the coaches time and space to grieve. They are not in a position to talk about this publicly. It can You just simply had to outline your steps, the steps that you've done so far to address what happened. What have you done for the families? What have you done for the players? What have you done uh, for the community? What steps have you taken to to inform the authorities? Nothing. There was just statement on social media with no and I would say an inhumane, um, cold, and lifeless statement. And you kept everyone in the dark. Heck, from the statements of the Adili and from the Adili family and from Rene's mom, it seems like you kept them in the dark too about what happened on that beach. uh, I don't blame them for having doubts. I don't blame them for demanding more from the university, because they should. They should have demanded more. I don't doubt that Ateneo reached out and coordinated with them. Father Bobby App said so. I don't doubt that. But I highly doubt that they gave them enough information that they should have gotten. And it's really painful for me. For the past week, I've been so disappointed and ashamed of how our our university handled this, how Ateneo handled this, especially the leadership. And after watching that town hall, yes, I watched all 2 hours of that town hall. How Bobby App, how Father Bobby App described the event, it seemed like they had no plan. It seemed like they were ill-equipped. It seemed like they didn't know what to do. Yes, I understand that you wanted to keep it behind the scenes. You wanted, and they mentioned this even in the press con. They wanted to console the families, to do their stuff behind the scenes. But it can't just be that way. He openly admitted that um, it was what was happening on social media was becoming too fast for them. Heck, si Vice President Tolosa even admitted that they ignored social media, which to me is actually freaking crazy. It seems like the Ateneo leadership had no idea that social media is the battleground, is a battleground that they have to placate, they have to get in front of it. They have to dictate the narrative, especially with something of this magnitude. They can't just put out statements. In the first 4 days of this incident, they put out what two, three, if you count the one where they said, where they asked Coach Tab not to speak, and no one from the university came out and said anything and gave information. It left everyone in the dark. It it um it bred so much anger, it bred so much misinformation, it bred so much fake news that people were searching for answers from unverified sources. It's the reason why we made our statement in the first place, because it was
That's
getting out of hand.
And that's why you can't blame some people, eh, di ba?
Yeah, and I was gonna get to that, Sammy. The ones who've been hating on the players, I partly don't blame them because this is Ateneo's fault. This is it was Ateneo's responsibility to keep everyone in the loop. It was Ateneo's responsibility to give step by step information. Every step of the way, the Ateneo community, the public should have been kept informed. Uh, and I don't blame those who have been hating, who've been judging the players because this is the situation that Ateneo made for themselves. It's highly disappointing, highly shameful for them and for me that I I have to watch them fumble this. I have to watch them uh from a I just have to watch them just fail. It's a failure. I don't think there's any word other to describe this. It's a failure of leadership. At Ateneo failed, and the worst part of it all, the the ones who they failed the most are the victims, the players, the coaches. The reason why they're getting so much hate and death threats and being the target of all this anger is because the school failed in their strategy, in in their communication, failed in their handling of this. They just did not know. Um, I don't know. Are they too old? Maybe are they too old to even know how social media works? Because from the town hall, it seemed that way. It seemed like they had no idea that uh, social media can influence the thoughts of so many people by this much. And I don't know. After all this is done, I hope Ateneo changes for the better, starting with its leadership. Um, in the town hall yesterday, there was a question of who will be fired next or who will be let go. And I hope they take a look at themselves, Ateneo leadership. I'm going to name them Father Bobby Yap, Mahatek Villanueva, uh, Benjamin Tolosa, and all of those part of the crisis committee. You guys admitted on stage that you made mistakes. And I think that you have to own up to them and you have to face the consequences also because people got hurt because of how you handled this. Um, I am ashamed. I am ashamed for our school. This is when I'm gonna say this is not the Ateneo way. This is not how Ateneo brought us up to be. You know, ang daming uh, ang daming values, um, ang daming character building that went on for 21 years of my life because of Ateneo. And don't get me wrong, I still love Ateneo. I have had too many good experiences. I have too um, my person has been built by my 21 years from prep until I graduated from medical school. I have been built by Ateneo and I still love the school. And I'm saying all of this out of love because I have to demand better of my school. Maui, Sam. Maui, go ahead. I know you have a lot of things to say as well.
Yeah, uh, I agree with most, if not all, of what Gab mentioned about our school, the Ateneo. We've always said in the past na ang sarap maging Atenista. I think a lot of Ateneans have probably said this countless times throughout their lives. And I can honestly say 100% na hindi masarap maging Atenista at the current moment. The statements, the way they handled it, seemed heartless. It did not feel like a human being was handling this. During trying times, the first thing that we have to do, in my opinion, is for us to be human, to demand accountability, to show emotion, to show compassion, to show hope. And I think Ateneo has failed in all of these things in such a way that I can honestly say, uh, without a doubt, 100%, that this is not the school that I grew up in. This is not the school that my parents have entrusted, uh, where three of my siblings have studied and have been molded by this school for more than a decade of our lives. Gab mentioned 21 years. I have been with that. I was built by the Ateneo, much like him, from grade school to high school and college. And I can say without a doubt that this is not the school that I grew up in. This is not the Ateneo way. We were taught to be man for others. We were taught cura personalis. We were taught for the greater glory of God. And the way that Ateneo has handled this is, I think, disappointment is an understatement. I think we are grieving, we are hurting, but the way that Ateneo has handled this has not been even close to being at par to what even us should demand. It has been heartless. It has been emotionless, and I cannot believe. I've said this to the guys. I've said it to Sam. I've said this to Gab. Uh, if you were to think about the worst case scenario, I think Ateneo has even done worse than the worst case scenario. They have been emotionless. They have protected an institution that we should not even protect at this current moment. They should have been better. They should have, I think your first statement said it all. We are protecting, the reason why we are like this is because we want to protect the players. They have done completely the opposite of this. Them being under the wraps, them being quiet, them deciding to address this with statements after statements that did not provide clarity, that did not provide accountability, that did not show a human side of sympathy, of condolence, uh, has really, I think, been propagated and led to people needing to create stories, manufacture stories. So many fake news have been brought about, so many speculations, so many accusations have been brought about because of this type of way that the Ateneo has decided to respond to this tragedy. And it pains me to my heart because this is not the Ateneo we grew up in. This is not the school that has taught us that accountability, responsibility, taking uh, taking taking responsibility for the actions, for the consequences of our actions has been. I cannot believe uh, how it has transpired, how they have decided to approach the situation, and I guess my prayer is, my hope is, much like Gab, I still love this place. I still love the Ateneo, and all that I've been saying have been,
Second home natin yan, Maui. I
this
think
is our, yeah,
I speak for both of us. It's our second
we
home.
we've spent most of our lives with Ateneo. We've spent most of our lives, our formation years, with Ateneo, and I think what I'm praying for, what I hope for, is that they do better. What I'm hoping for is that they question, much like what Gab mentioned, are the right people leading us to this tragedy? Is the right people leading us, leading this university leading this institution at the right at this moment. Uh, a lot of questions, but yeah, definitely we demand them to do better. We 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 deserve better. Rene and Divine deserve better. The whole other players deserve better. They have literally died playing for this school. They have literally bled. They have literally almost died representing the school, and I think they themselves especially deserve better from this university.
Yeah. Just siguro just to add, uh, I do wanna say that I appreciate all the teachers, the professors, and the alumni that have voiced their strong opinion against what Ateneo has done, and I think that has pushed Ateneo to take more action. So thank you to, I know there was I saw teachers sharing like a petition or signing a petition. Thank you to all the teachers and professors that signed that. Thank you also to all the alumni that have stepped up and have just decided to take care of these students, their families, the families of Rene and Divine.
The student
Uh,
body as well, Sam.
the student body, yes, alumni and student body. Thank you. Uh, I think for me, it's still three things and things that we said the last time. Transparency, accountability, and most importantly for me, and Maui mentioned it, heart. I think heart talaga yung tatlo talaga yung nawawala. And that's what we still demand.
Siguro, just some final points for me. What's also yung mga di ko na mention kanina. What's also frustrating for me is the dissonance between what Ateneo says and what they do. I do want to point out that they were always mentioning transparency, transparency, and then in their press conference 2 days ago, they decided not to live stream it because, according to Matek Villanueva, we want to protect the families. I'm like, what? What kind of excuse is that? Um, we it's transparency and transparency, but we can't. But no one can ask questions during the media conference. What? Um, eh, 'Di ba? Atenista kami. Alam namin kung nabobola kayo. Alam namin kung puro salita lang kayo at puro sulat kayo. Ang Atenista magaling mambola. Mga Atenista kami. Don't give us that. Be true, be honest. Sabi nga ni Sammy, have heart. Wala eh. Uh, Father Bobby App statement nung Monday, eh, too late. Too late. Eh, that should have been done as soon as the incident happened. That night. Yes, I know you were prioritizing the families, but again, that should have been done right away, not a week after. Uh, yeah. Again, we stick to our original statement that we posted on our YouTube page and on our Instagram. We are still demanding accountability, transparency, and justice. And we are, if whatever result comes out of the investigations, we just hope that Ateneo comes out of it better and changes for the better. And I do want to address those that say they feel sad because we're gonna go back to the dark ages or whatever about basketball. This is bigger than basketball. I don't care right now. I don't think much of the Athenians care about the sport basketball right now. Ateneo has bigger problems, bigger problems, and this crisis brought them out. Uh, Ateneo leadership. I know some of you watch this. I've met some of you. Uh, please take us seriously. Please take what everyone says seriously. Don't stand on your don't stand high up on that hill and say and just keep doing what you're doing right after this is over. No, don't do it. Look yourselves in the mirror and tell yourselves that you made a mistake and that you should own up to it and that there should be repercussions about from what you did, because because you hurt people with what you did, and we mentioned it already. You hurt people. You caused so much damage because of what you did. Ateneo, do better. Uh, again, this is Gab, Maui, and Sam, and we will. I don't know if when we'll see each other again or if we do any more of these things. But if you're listening until now, thank you, and we hope everyone finds some form of peace or some form of rest nowadays, because I know everyone is hurting and grieving.